Welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are here at Dusseldorf Boat Show. You may have already seen some of our other videos, but we can't leave the show without giving you a quick walkthrough of the 37s we've got here. So
you have a lot of energy for the last day, Tom.
A lot of energy. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But this brand is where this genre started, right?
Yeah.
7,000 boats.
7,000.
We don't talk about this enough. Their facility in Helsinki and Poland is huge.
Yeah.
They now employ hundreds of people. From our side, when there are warranty issues, it's slick. They understand the product, they understand the issues. This has to be, without doubt, the best brand on the market for this type of boat. Let's
get round these 37s and show people why this is such a great model and why it sells so well.
So we want to showcase 4 key features on these Axopar 37s. One of them you are already familiar with, but we want to talk about it because on this Sun-Top, this looks absolutely stunning. This Mediterrana evolution, the fabric, the thickness of the cushion, the way it transforms the boat, the bench seat forward, it really is a fantastic evolution on this Axopar 37. This has just made this boat feel much more premium. 400 engines, a performance line edition. The fact that you can now have V10 400 horsepower engines is absolutely fantastic. Different mouldings at the back, and that you can now have a wet bar on a 37, Tom.
Yeah, it's a great feature. So
look at the shape of the moulding. So even without the wet bar, this back end of the boat has been transformed. But open this up, I've got a sink and a cool box.
Yeah, nice.
That was such an important feature and evolution in this design. This was really missing on an Axopar 37. Yes, okay, if you wanted to wash your hands previously, you could use the shower, the pull-out shower, but to have a sink at the back now, fantastic.
So this is a 37 Sun-Top one at the moment. This is non-Brabus line, so we've got 2 boats to show this morning. We're going to do similar to we did to 29, and I'll do a bit of talking, and Steve will do the presenting.
Yeah.
37 crest cabin this side. 37 Sun-Top non-Brabus line we're on now, aren't we?
Yes, correct.
So,
and then the 4th thing I wanted to talk about is the U-sofa, Tom. You know, most of the boats that we've sold, obviously this wasn't a thing. So they're either aft cabins, they're multi-storage or wet bar. But the fact that Axopar now have evolved this design so that you've got this U-sofa arrangement. So if you want to sunbathe at the back, drop the table down, put the infill cushion in, and you've got one huge sun pad, just like on an aft cabin or a multi-storage, but you can actually sit in a really sociable U-sofa arrangement looking aft. Don't you think this has transformed this?
I think it's a great feature, and we've got one of these coming to the UK this year with this arrangement, because it just gives you that bit more functionality.
Even in the UK.
Storage.
Yep.
So it is a cabin, a cross cabin, but with the U-sofa.
At the back. So you get a really functional seating area at the back, or sunbathing
really nice setup.
In the UK, you're going to get some
more than that, Steve.
Oh, come on.
And then you've got this so this is a Mediterranean edition boat, isn't it? So we've got the really nice textured fabric for all the cushions, and the cushions themselves are actually a different profile to that of the non-Mediterranean, so they're sort of slightly deeper and slightly more comfortable.
We all love those individual seats. The standard seating feels so great, and the cross-stitch design in the standard seat, the fact that the forward 3 seats swivel around, all that's brilliant. But this just gives you something different, doesn't it? The way this feels, and again, as I said, the premium finish with the piping and the material, the thicker cushions, I really like this. It's really sociable to sit.
It's all waterproof as well. And then this helm seat slides forward, so the whole backrest of that helm seat goes that way. So then you can seat easily, 6 people, probably even 8 people.
Yeah, like on the standard seats when they're swiveling around, as I mentioned, you've got the same concept, but it's just being done in a different way.
A fold-out table, and you can still helm the boat. What I like with this setup, you can still helm the boat actually quite comfortably with that seat in that position. Okay, yeah, you could lean, if someone was sat on there, you could lean against it. Great visibility from the helm on these 37s, and we've done a few miles on these, haven't we, like over the last couple of years, and they run beautifully.
Well, we've supplied many of these boats all across our territory, so we've got them running around in Egypt, Malta, southern Spain, Portugal, UK, so we've experienced all sorts of scenarios, us and our customers. But can we just talk about some of the 2025 model year changes down here?
Let's go and have a look. So you can see here, straight down through the door at the helm.
Wow, love this fabric.
Non-going doors. I think it's only the second ever 37. We supplied one into the UK with non-going doors. I think this is only the second time I've ever seen it.
We've supplied a couple in Portugal like this.
But it shows you can, if you don't want those doors, you don't think you use them, actually, it's not the end of the world. The moulding still works. You can see, Steve, there's plenty of room.
Big windows here. So
Lars still got the windows.
Well, there is the Mediterranean, you get the cushions on the top. So, of course, there's no light at the moment. But if you took those cushions off, you flood this space with lots of natural light.
Sink here.
I've got to say, this wood is really nice.
It's got a lighter colour wood now on 25 model year boats, and I have to say, yeah, like you said, Steve, it's much lighter.
There's something
it's really nice.
more natural about this timber. I really like the lighter cushions.
And you've got a toilet, so there's a non-toilet compartment in here. It's quite interesting to show a non-toilet compartment boat, because by not having a toilet compartment, you do get more room in this area, don't you?
Yeah, and people are going to have different opinions on the fact that a toilet compartment is important, so that you've got that privacy, especially if you've got kids or you're an aft cabin user, so you want a toilet compartment. But if you didn't need the separation, this space feels huge.
And you've clever use of mirrors here. They've always been on the 37.
No, there's a lot of evolution in here, and I do. We've said it once already on camera, but actually the way this material feels, this is definitely a step up in quality from where they were. So this is good. Let's
go and have a look at the foredeck, Steve, and then we'll jump onto that cabin. So with the Mediterranean, we've got the soft decking here on the floor, which is the latest generation. I have to say, it's really, really nice. This has got the
Sunshade.
Sunshade, been a long week. Sunshade in place.
Last day, Tom, I will forgive you.
Often we get asked about the Sunshade and how it works. It's quite interesting to show you on the video. So basically you've got two poles which go into these receivers on the foredeck, and then it's tied then. It's huge actually, that sun canopy. It's much bigger than I thought it would be.
So this extended sun pad option's nice. I love the fact that you get storage in there.
Yep, storage in there.
Yeah, that's a nice feature, and I like that this lock is really good and solid, so you can run at fast speeds without worrying that's going to come off.
And then you've got, like you said earlier on, you've got the cushion on top of those, what would be the gullwing doors. Yeah. So that's a nice lounging space. You've got the cup holders forward. You've got a window there if you want to let some airflow back into that cabin, which is nice.
And you're sat on the cushion on top of the anchor locker, which is standard on the Mediterranean.
So really on this boat, let's recap, you've got three areas. You've got the aft area used for seating. Yeah. You've got the main seating area with the table, which is vast. And
if you have the sunpad conversion, so you get extra legs and cushions, so that whole centre
so you can make that into sunpad as well. Blimey. And then you've got the foredeck space. So for a 37-foot boat, you've got three really distinct seating areas. Yeah. It's very similar arrangement on the cross cabin. Yeah. However, obviously some of the areas are enclosed. Now the cross cabin we're going to look at this side, it's a Brabus line with the performance package, so it's got the 400s on, which is going to that's going to be a fast boat.
But we're talking about it, I appreciate we're not at sea, but we've, for the user, if you are thinking about this product, you have got to get on the water. We say that the hull it's designed by a magician. You've been around boats for years, and when we walk around the show, we don't want to be negative, but we're pointing out other boats and saying that's not going to run like an Axopar, that's going to slam, that's not going to be as fast. You've got to get on the water. This hull is really unique, and I appreciate Axopar have a lot of competition, but the way this boat is designed, the combination of efficiency, solidity, quality, usability.
Works so well.
When they talk about this being an adventure boat, for somebody who wants to get on the water, feel really confident and comfortable so you can extend your day on the water, you need to talk to us. This is a sensational product.
On that note, let's go and look at the cross cabin. So as I keep mentioning, she's a Brabus line. You can see we've got the black rubbing strip running all the way down there and the black rub rail. And it's quite interesting to show you a direct comparison. So here we're on a non-Brabus line, stainless steel, grey rubbing band. That side, black rubbing band and black metalwork. So that's probably a nice way, if you're not sure, that's a really nice way of demonstrating.
Probably worth mentioning, Tom, unfortunately Axopar won't mix and match, so if you want the grey, you've got to have non-Brabus line, and if you want the black, you've got to have Brabus line.
That's quite nice, little USB down there, and that's USB-C and USB traditional. So just now, shall I swap cameras for a minute?
Yeah.
Shall we? I'll do some talkie. So as I mentioned, twin V10 400s, absolute beast of engines. These are beautiful. We've done some sea trial videos on the 29 back in Mallorca, and I think we've just done a blue Sun-Top, haven't we? That'll be on the channel soon. Yep. One in Portugal, and you make a real point of those V10 400s, and they are super smooth.
Really smooth.
I think they might be. So Brabus line, aft cabin, Mediterranean again. So we've got this really smart fabric, as we've mentioned on the previous boat. Port side here, we've got the
wet bar
feature, so it's nice to see it. Brabus line, being a Brabus line boat, stays the same. You've got the cool box in there and the sink. This boat does have the sunshade feature, so we haven't got the sunshade on the boat at the moment, but we can tell that because we've got the receivers on both port and starboard. We've also then got the transom shower here. That's different. I've never noticed a manual bilge pump being there. I guess that's probably because the cool box is there, the wet bar feature's there, so you can't put the
inside that
inside
locker.
there.
Can you put that back?
Yeah, of course.
One-handed.
It's all right. It's hard when you're doing it.
Tom, it's worth talking about this additional bathing ladder at the back.
Yeah, so if you are going to spend a lot of time in the water, then the additional bathing ladder is a good option to go for. You still get your standard bathing ladder on the port side. This one's just good because you get the extra handles and just assists you getting out of the water. So if you know you're going to spend a lot of time in the water, then it's something to maybe think about. We'll go up now, we'll start looking inside the cabin. So up the starboard side, as with the Sun-Top, really easy to walk around. Into the cabin itself, we are in Mediterranean edition, so what we've got in here, immediately you see this new wood colour on the table.
Wow.
Looks so different, doesn't it? It really does. Opening up, and this has got the galley pack, so we've got the sink in here, and then we've got the electric hob there as well, and then we've got drawers on this port side of the seating module, and they're really nicely done, just giving you that bit more functionality if you need it, and storage. I might go down in this aft cabin. I might have a little nap. As you said, Steve, I do feel quite sprightly in here, but I might have a little lie down. Just demonstrate how much space there is. I mean, I could easily sleep in this cabin for a couple of nights, no issue at all.
Doesn't this fabric look much better?
It feels bright, lighter, brighter.
Yeah. And
I think this new wood colour as well helps to give you that feel of space. In here, can't quite see on the camera, but I've got light switches. You can see I've just turned the lights off. I've got USB chargers, really handy if you're charging iPads. Even the latest generation VHFs are all USB chargers, so super easy.
I like the fact the flooring here, you've got caulking in here, so this looks really high quality, really nice.
Access in there just to some of the systems. Yeah,
and this Mediterranean sofa here, so instead of the two individual seats, you've got this one bench sofa.
Yeah, with the bolsters, so you can actually flip those down, and then you can move that pin that side, and then you can turn it around. So all of a sudden, opening up the table, this becomes a smart dining area there, having lunch, breakfast, coffee, whatever you want to do. Electric opening sunroof, which we've seen before, that's obviously still there. Definitely more USBs. I can spot another USB up there actually, which is another new addition up on that starboard quarter there.
Okay.
This is a JPO boat. I spotted the lights on the stern as we got on. This is a JPO, so you've got JPO joystick.
Just talk through the lights on the stern.
So when you use JPO, if you ever notice, there's two stainless steel surrounded lights, and they actually flash orange. So when you're using JPO, you know that boat's on operation under JPO. So,
so it's warning other boat users.
Warning other boat users in some ways. There must be a rule somewhere in the marine regulations, but autopilot is a key part of that. I always mention that because it's not often mentioned. You have JPO, you do get the autopilot function,
which you don't get and cannot have from Axopar on any of the other.
No, so in order to get the autopilot, you have to have JPO. You've got your twin controls here, so even though these are the V10s, the operational controls are exactly the same. Just quite an important point to mention.
Worth mentioning that if somebody wanted chart plotter and the system that we're talking about, you don't have to have JPO. We can fit that as a dealer.
Yeah, so
autopilot.
Anything, yes. If you wanted autopilot without JPO, we can look at the pricing on that, and obviously you would then have to make a decision on the cost differential.
We would do that as a dealer.
We would do
although it's not supplied by Axopar, it is something that can be done. But take JPO, you're getting it as standard.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have.
Cool.
I like these twin Simrad screens here. We don't have the glass bridge on this boat. We've got the twin screen set up, which I think works really nicely.
You prefer this over the glass bridge?
Personally, I would have this over glass bridge.
Why?
I think it gives you, I think the screens are actually quicker, and I think it gives you the option in the future if you wanted to swap these out for different screens, then you could. So personally, I quite like this arrangement.
So you'd keep your boat a long time, you wouldn't change it within 6 months?
I don't know.
I don't want to deal with you, Tom. I'm sorry, you're not my client.
We might have to just watch the battery lit, Steve. I don't know what we're on battery because we've been doing a few films this morning.
We're 17%.
Fine. So we'll quickly round this one up. We'll go down into the forward cabin. Now the forward cabin on this boat, the only difference over the boat we've just shown you next door is you've got the gull-wing doors. So you can see immediately behind me how much easier it is to get out of this cabin. Really nice access up through that space. That's why 99% of our Axopars that we sell have the gull-wing doors. So as with the other boat, you've got the lighter wood, the updated fabrics in here, and there's a couple of updates.
The bolster cushions around that front bed are different.
Yeah.
The shapes are different, so they have lifted that again.
And the colour of that lining panel there, etc. It just makes it feel much lighter. I really like the LED lights in here as well, just again, it feels really modern. So yeah, snapping carpets, and again, without the toilet compartment on this boat. Should we up on the foredeck and round this one up?
Quick.
Come on, let's go. Watch your head. Excuse me. So, foredeck space, gull-wing door arrangements, you can see that's up as I just mentioned. Mediterranean pack on board this boat, and I can spot the solar panel option there, Steve, as well. So quite interesting just to mention that. A really key part if you're going to be leaving the boat somewhere where you don't always have shore power, we'd always recommend getting that fitted.
I like that bike rack on the
Bike rack
as well.
and one of the latest canoes from the Job Axopar Adventure Collection. We've mentioned already, if you want any of that kit, contact us, we can get that for you for your current Axopar. So let me just hold that for you now, and we'll sign this one off before the battery beeps at us, because it has a habit of doing that. So thank you for watching our videos here from Dust Off Boat Show. We really do hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for the feedback.
Keep supporting the channel. Keep
supporting it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to come to Dust Off next year, please do let us know, and we'll crack on and have our last day at the show, shall we?
Perfect, thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Cheers.